Here's two things very simple to think about tonight: stillness, space, silence. And Eckhart Tolle here is talking about the true nature of space and time. And it's a delight to think about, because it really opens up a very interesting experience of being if you dwell on it for a while. He says, if there were nothing but silence, it wouldn't exist for you. You wouldn't know what it is. Only when sound appears does silence come into being. Similarly, if there were only space without objects in space, it wouldn't exist for you. Imagine yourself as a point of consciousness floating in the vastness of space. No stars, no galaxies, just emptiness. Suddenly, space would not be vast anymore. It would not be there at all. There would be no speed, no movement from here to there. At least 2 points of reference are needed for distance and space to come into being. Space comes into being the moment one becomes two, and as two become 10,000, as Lao Tse calls the manifested world, space becomes more and more vast. So world and space arise simultaneously. Nothing could be without space, yet space is nothing. Before the universe came into being, before the Big Bang, if you like, there wasn't a vast empty space waiting to be filled. There was no space. There was no thing. There was only the unmanifested, the One. When the One became the 10,000 things, suddenly space seemed to be there and enabled many to be. Where did it come from? Was it created by God to accommodate the universe? Of course not. Space is no thing. So it was never created. Nothing could be more awe-inspiring and majestic than the inconceivable vastness and stillness of space. And yet, what is it? Emptiness. Vast emptiness. What appears to us as space in our universe, perceived through the mind and the senses, is the unmanifested itself, externalized. It is the body of God. And the great miracle is this, that stillness and vastness that enables the universe to be is not just out there in space. It is also within you. When you are utterly and totally present, you encounter it as the still inner space of no mind. Within you, it is vast in depth, not in extension. Spatial extension is ultimately a misperception of infinite depth, an attribute of the one transcendental reality. So he goes on to say, pay attention to this unmanifested self as it meets the senses. And the way to do that, he says, be as aware of the silence between words as you are of the words. He says, be as aware of the nothingness between the stars as you are of the stars. And be aware of this inner silence, this simple being within you, as aware of that silence as you are of the thoughts in the mind. That by doing this, you can find and sense the beloved.